Morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. So yeah, our first unit is a regression. Regression. The meaning of the word regression is a stepping back of returning to the average values. Whatever the average we are getting, that we have to make it into the consideration. So it was first used by the British biometrician Francis Galton in 19th century. This is a person where he used the regression, that is in the 19th century only they have started. And regression analysis is a mathematical measures. It is a mathematical measures of the average. So here in the regression, always we have a two variables. One is a X and the Y, A or B. So these two units, these two variables always depend on one another. It is a original unit of the data, and there's a more variables in the term of the original units of the data. So it is also measures for the average relationship. Next, here in this, we have a two regression. One is a simple regression, the other one is a multiple regression. Yes, ma? Yes. Voice మంచిగా వస్తుందమ్మా? I'm audible better?
Clear, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here we have two regressions. One is a simple regression and the multiple regression. In this, Yorama annotations. So here in this simple and the multiple regression analysis which confine itself, when it is confined itself with the two variables, when we have a two variables, this is called the simple regression. And the regression analysis which studies more than two variables. Manaku two variables kante ekkuva unte regressions, then it will comes under the multiple regression. From two variables x and y, there are two regression equations, namely dependent and the independent. So you see the equation. A regression equation of x on y gives the value of y. Is it clear? A regression equation of x on y gives the value of y. When there is a y is dependent on x, we'll get the value of. Got my point?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Ma'am, you are starting from lesson number 4.
Yes.
What about first block, ma'am?
What is the first block?
Correlation, ma'am.
Correlation, I'll tell you, ma. First, because it is related to correlation only. When I'm making a table, you can make it in the same. ఇక్కడ టేబుల్ చేస్తే అక్కడ కూడా మీకు వస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ మీకు ఇందులో కొంచెం థియరీ ఉంది, థియరీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఫస్ట్ యూజ్ కోరిలేషన్ అమ్మా.
Yes,
ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ ఏంటి? సెకండ్ యూనిట్
methods of studying correlation, ma'am.
That everything correlations. What is the block 2?
Regression and time series, ma'am.
Let me finish this one. This is also very important now. Okay? ఇక్కడ మీకు కొంచెం అర్థం కావడానికి టఫ్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి that's why I'm completing this one. Okay? If you are easily understand this topic, then you can easily go with the correlation. Okay, na?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. What is the importance of regression? What is the importance of regression? Means here, this is a regression where it estimates the value of variable. Always it can estimate the value of the variables. Okay, which is based on some other variable. Always is estimating what is the value of x and what is the value of y. And next is a measures and estimate the relationship among the. Here, x always depends on a y. So it measures and even it estimate the relationship between the two variables.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, regression means estimating the value.
Yes, the important regression. Here it is a regression is a mathematical where it always have the average relationship between the two variables. Two or more variables. That is with the terms of the original units. Got my point?
Yes, ma'am. Mathematical measures.
Okay, it is a mathematical. Next is a importance that said is always estimate the value of the variables. What are the variables? Two variables. Usually we'll be getting the two variables, and most of the time we'll have the two variables. Some time only we have the multiple variables. So here in our subject we have only two variables. Okay. See, the regression analysis which studies more than two variables at a time is called the multiple regression. Got my point? Then, what is the importance of regression? Estimate the value of a variable based on some other variable. Always estimating. It always estimating the value of the variables. Okay. 1 minute. Yes. Kirtana? Kirtana, you are telling something here? Something you want to tell? Kirtana. Just now who asked me doubts? Yes, Raju. Yes, tell me.
Other. Tina ne wo karna. Aim of the crowd.
Okay. And next, so importance of regression. Regression, it is always estimates the value of a variable that is based on some other variables. Oka variable meeda, the other variable will also depends. And it is when you are measuring and estimate the relationship among the two variables. To estimate the error involved, when you are estimating the error which is involved in using the regression line. And in the same way, you have to provide, then you have to, that is to estimate the error involved, the mistakes, whatever the mistakes are involved in using the regression line. And it is also based on the policy formation. This is a regression, always depends upon the policy regression. And next is a limitation. Limitations means what? What are the disadvantages? It always assumes assumes a linear relationship between two variables, only two variables, which need not be in case always. Two variables ఉండాలనే లేదు అంటే మనం ఏమేస్ ద linear equation, that is a linear relationship. It assumes a statistic relationship between two variables. So here it assumes a statistic relationship between the two variables where it is the carrying over, where is a carrying over a period of time. So your regression provides a meaningful insight, that is the changes in the price where it is estimated the regression. Demand unnappudu, change in demand, it gives a change in the price. When price increases, demand will decrease. When price decreases, demand will increases. That only shows the two variable, that is over a period of time. And the regression analysis, always it is the meaningful side only up to a certain limit. Up to a certain limit it will be making. What? Increasing production results in a decrease in marginal cost. Always it's making the increase in the production, that is result in the decrease in the marginal cost. So here, relation, relationship, ఇది click చేసుకోండమ్మా. Relationship between the correlation and regression. Correlation is a quantitative measure of the degree or strength of the relationship that may exist between two variables. So it is always exists between two variables. And correlation between two variables is the same. No changes will be there in the correlation. That is, wherever it is a correlation, the variables lies, will be the same. And next is the positive correlation implies. What is a positive correlation? It implies that the lines will be upward sloping. Always in the correlation, that implies that the lines will be going upward sloping. When one perfect, one plus minus. So that is a perfect retail between the two variables. Change of one variable, impact of other variable. Once suppose if one variable is changes, means that impact will show on the other variables. Demand and supply, rain and yield. When the demand increases, supply will decreases. When, demand increases, supply also increases. Supply decreases, demand also decreases. When rains are more, yield will be more. When rains are less, the yield will be less. Got my point? So there always weight will be impact on other variables. And the regression. In the regression enables us to estimate or predict the value of dependent variable given. That is always it is estimating and always it will be predicting that is a dependent variable given. That is the value of a dependent variables. The two regression lines, whatever the two regression lines, that is the x on y, y on x. It is the two regression lines which will be perpendicular to each other. Always they will be touching to each other. And the negative correlation, what is the negative correlation implies is that the regression lines will be downflowing. When is the negative, the correlation is negative, the impression that is it implies the regression line will be downward sloping. Got my point? It is clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
You take this one, ma'am. Take the screenshot.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So, yeah, what are the properties of regression? The properties of regression is always that is R is a geometric mean. In the regression, that R is a geometric mean between the two regressions. Here, Teja, Sai Teja. Yes, I am telling the regression because that PPT was only ready with me now at present because regression is also there. It's not there in your syllabus.
Okay, madam.
Is there or not? Regression is there or not?
It is there, ma'am.
Then what's happened? If suppose if now I am taking the regression, if it is easily understood means then it will be little bit 50% is concerned with the regression only. Got my point?
Okay, madam.
So here arithmetic mean of the two regression coefficient is greater than the coefficient of correlation. So here in this the two regression equation always bxy byx. These are the two regression equations. And if one regression coefficient is greater than 1, the other will be less than 1. So suppose if it is the one is greater, the other one will be less. Clear? Yes, students. So when it is when one regression coefficient is greater than 1, the other will have the less than 1. R lies between -1 and the plus 1.
Where it will lie, ma'am?
Click. Ma?
Where it will lie, ma'am?
It will not lie, ma. When you are doing the problem, always it is not the graph. It is not the graph. R always lies between minus R and plus 1. Plus 1 and the minus 1. And R square cannot be greater than 1. अपने जो आंसर आता ना वो R है रिग्रेशन इक्वेशन में जो आता ना 1 से ज्यादा नहीं रहता. So if it is coming the 0.5 बोले तो भी your answer is wrong. Somewhere you made the mistake. Got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, your voice is not coming. Ma'am. Madam, where are you? Madam. Papa ya kung saan. ఖాళీ అయింది ఇప్పుడు తినే తర్వాత
Students?
ఓకే
Yes. Yes.
ma'am, everyone is leaving the class. Hello ma'am. Finished ma'am today class?
No, beta, still it is there, but host is not allowing me.
Okay, okay. I'm thinking you left ma'am. నామ నీళ్ళు చెప్పండి కారం ఉంది కూర
Tomorrow we'll do the problems, huh?
Finished ma'am class?
Okay? Innamma?
Okay ma'am.
Ma'am.
అయిపోయిందా మ్యామ్ మీరు class?
Mark, sir is not allowing me. I mean, me only, just you see. Co-host is gone.
Yeah, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
Madam,
Yes.
madam, if it is like that, madam, if it is like that, can you please send us some important questions for this by what chat or something?
Yes, you make the group.
Send me your
First
number ma'am.
you make the group.
Give me your contact number ma'am.
But important questions, Kadamma. In this, you have to do the problems also. It's very important.
Acha. Okay.
So most of the problems only that practical only.
That's why, madam. Actually, we requested to make this all the classes by practical, madam. We are not interested in online classes actually.
Even
know.
we are not interested because there is a lot of disturbance. Now I'm from that time, it's net is going and it is not stable.
Yeah, madam. Is there any other way to attend the practical classes, madam, for this? Is there any way?
You are from which
Lockdown,
place?
brother. No practical classes.
No
Actually,
lockdown, brother.
lockdown is over now, madam. Lockdown is
Over.
over. All the
Everything has
universities are running the practical classes. Even the kindergarten school children are also going the practical classes. What is this?
okay, ma'am.
LKG.
Don't worry.
Yeah, the thing is,
I
madam,
will I will
if
be
it is
telling.
statistics, I can understand what you are saying. But if you are saying the mathematical, that will be better if we have a uh, practical
Perfect.
physical classes. Physical classes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, madam, at least if you can give us your number, we can find out some solution for this, madam, because we are not sure when will be the exams will conduct, because when is now the online classes will start from 2nd June to I think 11th of June. So immediately next week they will sending the examination schedule. So that is very difficult for us as a students to write the examinations immediately 1 week
Yes,
or 2
ma'am.
weeks
Please
after.
understand our problem, ma'am.
Because
Please
even it is
understand
hectic
our.
to us. It is very hectic to us also because continuous the 4 days it is the classes.
Exactly.
We are in another college. We are also in the college.
Your name, ma'am?
My name you have not changed it.
You can see, madam, just coming a host, BRAU host. It's not coming your name.
Kirtana, ma'am.
Here first. Me.
Deepa.
Padmaja.
Padmaja. Okay, ma'am.
So,
You are
madam,
which place, ma'am?
madam, actually, we are belongs to Falaknuma College from Hyderabad. There are all the students are different places, madam. Actually, here in the group.
Okay.
So you are conducting the class from the university, madam, itself?
Yes, I'm the conducting from the university.
Baba.
See, from that time I'm seeing sir is not allowing me.
Yeah, madam.
Sorry,
Like
sir.
then how can I complete my? If the host, when the host is given, it should be completely, it should be there only. It should not go.
Madam,
Because
at least,
net will be.
madam, not an issue,
Yes.
madam. At least can we get your number, madam, so that we can touch with you if anything. And actually, we try to, we go
I have
ourselves
sent
by
the
class.
number now.
You send the number already?
Send us the number.
Actually, send the number. You have already sent the number.
I have sent the number, Mama. Number send చేసా కదా?
లేదు మ్యామ్, రాలేదు.
రాలేదు మేడం. ఇట్స్ నాట్ రిసీవ్డ్.
లేదు మ్యామ్.
మేబీ సెండింగ్ కూడా హోస్ట్ ఆపేశాడేమో మీ నెంబర్. కొంచెం చెప్పండి మేడం, నోట్ చేసుకుంటాం.
దాంట్లో ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్ చెప్పండి మ్యామ్. ఓకే మ్యామ్, వచ్చింది, ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది. Now we received ma'am 98663424 number.
9866
Yes.
9866 9